Hey all. So I'm going to go over what I got for the Cyber Weekend sales. I have to admit, I always feel a little bit weird doing these videos, given that I work for the company. But people always ask, and I figure it's good to go over it. So what I actually bought, I got all four of the Odins. I think those are really, really good value. I got two of the Reliquaries. I like relics. I'm missing a couple 6 stars, and also prestige matters just a little bit for my alliance, so I figured a couple rank 3 relics would help. And then I got two of the Black Panther's treasures and two of the loot bags. And that brought me up to about 750 overall, so I got everything except the Weapon X on the online track, because I already have Weapon X and I don't consider his dupe all that important. There's a non-zero chance I go back for another Black Panther and pick up the dupe anyway. I'm going to be completely honest, but I've got a week to decide that. You see me running through picking all of my stuff here. I did pick 2 science crystals because the single thing I wanted the most out of this sale was a photon dupe. She's been sitting at rank 3 unduped for close to a year now. And so I really wanted that, but I didn't want to go all in because I already have a lot of science characters. And so I split up my selectors from the Odins on 7-star shards and the science. As you can see here, I am taking up Iron Fist and Spider-Man 2099 relics to rank 3. I already had Sinister. I think all 3 of those are very good. They are also all 3 in the top 10 list for Relic Prestige, and I have them at decent innate levels already. I'll figure out where I want to put the innate stones later. I also considered Ghost Rider, but that'd be doubling up in a class, but that's another good one. We go through these Nexuses here. We put more SIGs on Mysterio. I don't know. I might take him to rank 3 at some point, but we already have one in my battle group, so it doesn't impact defense. And he has aged a little bit, right? He could use with just a little bit of a tune-up around his economy. But not a whole lot else that goes on here. I actually skipped my later batches of Nexuses because I think that Mysterio was the luckiest I got all day. Everything else was pretty much ISO, and that is just a reminder that even with these Nexus crystals, that should kind of be the expectation, right? I haven't run the math, but I don't think I necessarily got more than a little bit unlucky to only get 1 7-star out of 40 of these. So don't put much weight on them. They are still gambling. This is mostly ISO and gold. Anyway, moving on, we're going to go ahead and open these science crystals, because again, I want that photon dupe. As you can tell from my inhale, that's not a photon dupe. That is, SIGs on Titania are actually pretty solid. Ham's getting up there. I don't think he's in my prestige, even at 120, but his, super mode lasting longer on offense and him being a more annoying defender has value. He's been rank 3 forever. That one I'm really happy about, right? That was just a Glorious Games crystal. That's a first-time dupe on Red Skull, which doubles his armor economy. I hadn't ranked him above rank 2 because I was waiting on that. So that was really, really helpful to me. He's definitely going to rank 3 this sale. I already picked my rank 3 relics, but here you see me picking up a brand new Wolverine one and trying to just balance my innates. If I don't see something obvious between them, then I am prioritizing Awakenings or the relics that I have at rank 3. As you can see right here, I go for Spidey over the others. I probably could do a more detailed breakdown. I don't know if there are resources out there on exactly how relics scale, but honestly, this was enough. I don't think that the effects are large enough for me to really spend more time on it. Alright, now we're getting into just the regular 7-star crystals. Bunch of SIGs. My luck really likes to cluster itself. I haven't given any SIGs to Sauron. He's natural SIG 120, but his prowess are getting pretty big at least. I already have him rank 3. That does make him hit harder. It's not the end of the world. Let's open this Awakening Gem crystal, and we get a tech. And that is pretty good for me, because I do have an Ultron. I got lucky during the Sinister sale earlier this year. Ultron's very difficult to awaken, so that's probably going to him. Was hoping for not just more SIGs out of these Nexuses here. I thought about going Strife in case I end up using him in long form somewhere. Him ramping better is nice, but Null starting stronger felt more important. Picked up more SIGs on Dust to make her that much more annoying as a defender. She's already rank 2, she's probably going to rank 3 soon, so that felt like the right call. You can see I'm taking stock of my Titan shards there, and I am close to a third. Here we open the Glorious Games Nexus, and this was so tough for me, because I do already enjoy Arcade. Obviously, it's been announced that he's going to be buffed. I have some insight into that. I'm not going to pretend I don't, but also Spider-Punk is really good. I already have him, and the Awakening is nice. This was a tough one, as you can tell by how long I've agonized over this in real time, but ultimately I went with Spider-Punk because he's going to exit the Titan sooner. And so I still have a couple more months of shots at Arcade. And I think I would feel pretty bad if I picked Arcade here and then duped him later and never got Spider-Punk again. Not literally never, but the base pool's getting really big. And I personally do not like leaning on, oh, I'll just pick him up out of the basic. The Titan still has very real value as far as targeting. Now this was, speaking of basics, this was incredible luck. Because I talked about how much I'd just been getting SIGs all day. This is 2 brand new 6-stars, and I don't have Lady Deathstrike even as a 6-star. Sorry, 2 brand new 7-stars, and I don't have Lady Deathstrike even as a 6-star. So that was a really, really good pickup from those 2. You can see that I'm picking up these as well because I want those extra 2 to 3 rank up gems. Everything else in that bundle is just a bonus. I take a look at the later ones. I still have to figure out exactly what I'm doing with the Awakening Gem Selector. I would love to take the Glorious Games one because there are a lot of strong characters there, and I personally find more value in that than rolling the dice on the class, but I still need an Awakening for Photon, and so we'll see how the Nexus goes there. I was hoping to maybe pick her up here in these base pools. Instead, we get SIGs on, you know, a couple great characters and a first-time Awakening for the Lady Deathstrike I just pulled. My Killmonger is already rank 3, my Chioth is rank 2, may go to rank 3 at some point. I'm not going to be upset about that, right? I'm going to go ahead and open these Titans, and then I'm going to save my Nexuses for after the changeover. And I will admit this annoyed me. I like Shothra quite a bit. I think Black Widow Deadly Origin has aged pretty well and does an incredible amount of damage. But I was not looking for second and third dupes on characters I already had out of Titans. So those Shothra SIGs definitely got my ire up. It is what it is. I like Shothra. She actually has very high prestige, and so maybe I'll end up taking her to rank 3 at some point. But we won't agonize over that. These are the ones we don't have control over, so we get Mutant and Skill. I already have some ideas about that, but that is going to inform what I take out of the Nexuses later, so always open what you have less control over first, is kind of how I approach these things. I then honestly forgot I did it in this order, but I decided to go ahead and take the gamble. I mean, it's a gamble either way, right? But I'm either picking the Class Awakening Gem here, which might be the science I want for Photon, and might be literally anything else. It might be a second tech, which would sting. Or I gamble by taking the Saga Gem there, and then hoping that the Nexus Awakening works out for me, right? I have decent odds. Being able to pick 3 classes from 6 helps a lot, but without actually having opened it first, it is a gamble either way, right? And even doing it in a different order doesn't necessarily help, but we did get lucky here. We did get the Science Gem, so that's going to be Photon's Awakening, and then that means that I have a Saga Gem for Mr. Sinister, and a second one for someone like Enchantress. Going over these 2 to 3 gems, I did want to lock down a Cosmic Gem and a Science Gem for Deathless Thanos and Deathless She-Hulk, respectively. I then decide to go ahead and take a tech for Ultron, and then I see the same 3 that I just took, so I've honestly already forgotten which class I took here, so this is going to be a surprise for me too. I mean, I have good options in all of them, but really this comes down to me just remembering that I have more Tier 6 class catalysts in Cosmic and Tech, and therefore Science is a better investment. I also came back the next day, picked up one of those bundles to give myself another rank 3, and then picked up the 400 unit bundles because they were relatively cheap, and they give me another Tier 4 Alpha. That's not enough to form another right now. See what I meant about Cosmic and Tech there. But it is going to help in the future. So there's Photon, there's Mantis, who I took up with the gem. Recently duped her, very happy about that. There's Dust. She's already in my Battlegrounds deck more often than not. There's Red Skull, who will start being in my Battlegrounds deck. There's the new Onslaught I took because I didn't have to take Photon out of the selector. That was nice. There's the newly duped Spider-Punk at rank 2. There's my Awakened Ultron at rank 2, who will eventually go to rank 3. There's my new Deathstrike. There's my brand new White Tiger. Really like her even without the SIG. There's Black Widow Deadly Origins. Haven't done anything with her yet, but will at some point. And there's the Shothra I did go ahead and take to rank 3. And at this point, I am still sitting on, I think, a generic 2 to 3 gem. I think I still have one of those. 7 Tier 4 Alpha Catalysts, so that's 2 more rank 3s right away, with more on the way, after various content and stuff that'll eventually add up. But basically, 3 rank 3s banked, where I don't know exactly who they're going to yet. I still have a Science rank 3 to pick with my gem that I have not decided on. And then I have gems banked for Deathless She-Hulk and Deathless Thanos. So this is a somewhat incomplete video. I still have some choices to make, but I know people always want to know what'd you get. So getting this out first, I obviously put down a fair amount of money here, right? That is something I am comfortable doing. It's something I'm able to do. It's not free for me. I do want to address that. Some people are like, oh, it's just putting money back into your pocket. This is a very, very inefficient way for me to put money back into my own pocket, and that is not what I'm intending to do here. I'm spending because I enjoy the game, because I make a certain amount from YouTube, and my channel benefits from me spending. It's a very me-specific choice, right? And it's because I'm in a place to do so. And I'm saying all of this to try and address the FOMO, right? If you watch this 13-minute video and you haven't spent and you don't want to spend because you feel like you can't spend, well then first off, shame on you, why did you click on this? Don't do that to yourself. But second, as I like to say, remember that the game does need money to keep going. It does need to make a profit to keep this community together and to keep putting out interesting content. But it doesn't necessarily need your money. We will be okay. Do not do something you will regret. But if you're in a place where you don't regret it, well then, enjoy and good luck, and I will see you on a stream or in a comment section soon. Until then, thank you so much for watching, and take care.